Podcast City Network.
Listener discretion is advised.
It is time to play.
You're listening to The Everett Lee Show.
Let's go!
A shot of entertainment to the head.
No doubt.
Sit back, relax,
Put your drinks up!
and enjoy the entertainment.
Okay.
Now we come to the payoff.
Let's rock.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Everett Lee Show, Slammin' Thursday edition with Everett Lee and the Chris Rose. Want to give a shout out to everyone that tunes in each and every Thursday night right here on the Everett Lee Show Facebook page. And we got an action-packed, star-stunning podcast tonight. Does that sound about right, Chris?
Yeah.
Yeah. You sound. Oh my goodness! You sound excited. You sounded excited.
Well, I can't wait to get in and shit on Raw this week. I can't wait to shit all over them, except there's a few things that went on that was great.
Yeah.
But I'm happy to be here with you, man. It's been a pretty good week with NXT and AEW.
Yeah. It has. It has.
Ready to get started, and yeah, it's been a good week.
So you're ready to sit back and
Drinking a little bit of the bubbly.
and get
We about to get stupid.
right.
And get started.
All right, man. You want to crap all over? You want to crap all over Raw tonight, right? Right.
I do.
You do.
Let a big one on them.
A big one. Should we give it a roll here?
Yeah, we dive right in.
Is that how you're feeling about this past week's Raw right there? You feeling just a little bit of just
Yeah, past couple of weeks. It's just the build to Survivor Series has been, it is what it is, and they start off Raw with a Becky Lynch promo, just like last week. The Iconics come out, do their thing. It's just the same old. Charlotte and Becky in a tag team match with a tag team. And then Samoa Joe made an entrance during the promo, and
yeah.
nothing was explained properly. Nothing was explained, like we need it to be. And they just, honestly, this match didn't mean anything to me because I knew that Becky and Charlotte was going to, win until Jessamine Duke, Shayna Baszler, and Marina Shafir came out to invade Raw.
Mm-hmm.
I thought good. It was fine. Finally, they invade Raw with Shayna Baszler's group, and that's what I kind of liked about that.
Right.
I honestly was just looking through my phone during the match until I saw Shayna Baszler and all them come out. So, yeah, I mean, the first segment was what it was to me.
Yeah.
I do like that women invading on the show, though.
Yeah.
But, yeah, I don't know. It was just kind of to me.
Yeah, it just it didn't serve it, because I'm almost at the point now where this invasion angle is just run its course, man, because you expect it now. You know, you expect it. You expect them to just show up, beat someone down, and if you notice during the invasion so far, it's been NXT invading Raw, NXT invading SmackDown, NXT invading. They're invading both brands. That's basically the whole one. And if you noticed, who's been carrying the invasion angle lately? It's been, the women, right?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, they've been carrying it. NXT, I know. NXT has double duty if you really look at it, because they got War Games on Saturday and they got Survivor Series on Sunday. So, I mean, there you go. But I just want to throw that in there if you noticed that.
A hodgepodge going on NXT. There was a lot of that too. But overall, NXT was a good show. But we'll get to that later on. But
right.
Yeah, there's a lot going on with NXT. They got War Games plus Survivor Series, so they're going to have to work double duty a lot, and that's going to be insane for them.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it has been. They built Survivor Series around the women this year, and that's just how I feel about it. That's how I feel about the whole thing. I mean, we saw the Authors of Pain finally do something on Raw besides do their sit-down interview promo style.
Yeah, man.
Attack Hawkins. They went to Hawkins and Ryder doing an interview after the beatdown from the NXT women. Then Authors of Pain returned. So we're finally going to see them do some stuff on Monday Night Raw. We haven't seen them in quite some time. So that's going to be very interesting to see what Authors of Pain do in the near future. What do you think about Authors of Pain? What are some teams you would like to see them feud with?
I'd like to see them. Actually, I'd like to see the Authors of Pain feud with the Viking Raiders. I'd like to see that.
Yeah.
I'd definitely like to see them feud with the Viking Raiders. I would say the Revival, but the Revival's on SmackDown. I would definitely like to see them feud with them, the Viking Raiders. That's about the only team
the
I can.
Raiders. Yeah, Viking Raiders are becoming that babyface tag team. The crowd really likes the Viking Raiders, and Authors of Pain being badass heels. That would be a good. That'd be a good rivalry. 4 big men in there slugging it out. Yeah, I could see that. That was the one I was going to say too.
Right.
Yeah, that would be a really good. That would be really good matches for them.
Mm-hmm. We have a comment already up on the thing here from Dennis. He says AEW didn't even sell out a 6,000 seat arena this past week in Indianapolis. Figured it would be a sellout since it is new product. North Carolina and West Virginia was low attendance also. Yeah, they're starting to. Attendance is starting to drop. I want to throw that out there. Yeah, it's dropping because the people wanted to see what the new kid on the block is doing. They see what the new kid on the block's doing, and now they're people that's sticking around is watching AEW. People that's not, they're sticking more towards WWE and other wrestling programming, though. But that's just something that I figured with what was reported this week about that. But Authors of Pain, Viking Raiders.
Yeah, that would be really good. Yeah, and AEW in time, when they build their fan base, they are really new right now. That's why they are doing they're smaller venues than Raw and SmackDown. I mean, They are trying. I mean, that's how NXT's venues are at Full Sail University in the smaller venue, and I kind of like that feel. You can hear the crowd a lot louder, and you don't have to dim the lights like AEW does to make it look like they do sell out.
Yeah.
Because that's what they dim the lights, just like, WCW did in the early 90s to make it look like they had a full house.
Mm-hmm.
Before Hogan made the jump to WCW, that company was struggling.
It was.
And you can listen to podcasts about that. The early 90s in WCW was really, really bad. But yeah, AEW will, they do sell out their pay-per-views, but
Yes.
as far as the TVs go, yeah, they'll get better in time. There's a lot of stuff on the show that a lot of people don't like, but then you got Chris Jericho, you got Cody, MJF. There's some draws on the show. Just give it a little more time. AEW will pick it back up.
Mm-hmm. It will. It'll take some time. Definitely will.
The OC came out and did a promo.
Yeah.
Basically about the invasion and everything that's been going on, and then you got Carl Anderson taking on Humberto Carrillo.
Yeah. That was pretty interesting, wasn't it? They're really pushing him, man. They are, with this feud with the OC.
Yeah. The reason I bring up this whole little segment and match is that Humberto Carrillo, when he starts to get his promo skills down and his promo skills, this guy's going to be a force to be reckoned with in WWE. He has the moveset.
Mm-hmm.
I just think, they put him with so many other people on the roster at one time. They always have him with the Street Profits, they have him with the Viking Raiders.
Right. They got to stick him with someone.
Keep him safe. Yeah, he's very impressive.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he is. He
put the strap or anything, but man, he's going to be a force in the near future. He is. He's really good.
Mm-hmm. He is. He definitely is going to be a force in the future. He definitely is. As the night went on, I would have to say one of the things that I liked out of Monday night was the fact that Rey Mysterio cut a damn good promo. I felt his promo, man. I felt it because he's sitting there and he's saying he's going after Brock, no holds bar, which makes good sense. And he's sitting there with his bat and he's looking directly in the camera and he's basically telling Brock, "I'm going to whip your ass. I am going to whip your ass this Sunday at Survivor Series with my little friend." Big guy versus little guy. I want to get people's reaction and comments about NXT versus SmackDown versus Raw. I'm going to throw up the call-in number. I'm going to open up the phone lines tonight, man. Let's open up the lines. You'll see right there, 386-206-1595. I want to hear what people have to say tuning in tonight on the Slammin' Thursday edition of the Everett Lee Show with Everett Lee and the Chris Rose. I want to hear what people have to say, which brand is going to win the Survivor Series. That's the question right there. You call in and let us know. Raw, SmackDown, NXT. Let us know tonight right here on the Slammin' Thursday edition of the Everett Lee Show. But like you were talking about there, I mean, with just throwing that out there. How'd you feel about that promo with Ray talking about, he's going to whip Brock Lesnar's ass at the Survivor Series? Did you feel it?
Yeah, there was a lot of emotion in the promo. Rey Mysterio's been in the business a very long time, and he knows his shit. And that promo was really good. It felt it from the heart, talking about how he attacked his son. He went after his family.
Mm-hmm.
A no-holds-barred match makes it very interesting for Rey Mysterio. Yeah, I mean, I'm ready for this match. They have the build to it was strong at first, but past 3 or 4 weeks we haven't seen Brock.
Nope.
And it's kind of been put to the wayside. And on Raw, the last week or week before, neither of the two was on the show.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, this is the best we've seen from the Angle in a while. And, yeah, I'm ready for this match. Rey Mysterio versus Brock Lesnar. And Rey Mysterio, I mean, he said now it's all about the WWE Championship now. I mean, that's another thing added to the Rey Mysterio match. I'm ready for it. I'm ready to see what these guys do Sunday.
Yeah, I'm ready. I'm definitely ready to see what they bring and what brand brings it, because again, NXT's pulling double duty, man. I mean, they're trying to promote War Games. They're trying to promote this invasion. They're trying to. It's just, it is crazy, man. It is definitely crazy. And what gets me is that, like with Seth Rollins' reaction here lately. You notice how Seth Rollins, a lot of people has not giving him the cheers and more boos now as lately. You noticed that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I did, and that's just how the fans do. They get tired of the same old thing.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that's just how it is. Seth is a tremendous performer.
He is.
But Seth says burn it down 100 times a night and does the same old thing.
He does.
And, that's how they treated John Cena that way. They treated Roman Reigns that way. I mean, that's how the fans are. And they just want to see something different in Seth. But I was seeing a lot of good things in Seth and Andrade on Raw. They was having a pretty good match, but of course, it was interference by the fucking Lucha House Party.
I know. Before you continue, let me throw this up here. We got a comment from Joe Hamilton. He says, "Absolutely insane time right now in wrestling. Love what NXT is doing." Excellent, man. Excellent. Thank you for the feedback there. Everyone's doing well.
Joe, NXT's doing really well right now. Mm-hmm. Ever since they went to USA, I've enjoyed it. I've enjoyed NXT a lot.
Yeah.
Later on in the show, you'll know why.
Yep, definitely.
I did. NXT was really good. So was AEW.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it definitely was. But like you were saying, the Lucha House Party. Lucha House Party comes out. Really?
I just put my head down. I was like, seriously, why not have Cesaro, like some badass dude from SmackDown, come out and,
I know.
I don't know.
I know.
I don't know.
It's
like Cesaro and Shinsuke, like have those guys come out.
Yeah.
Fucking Lucha House Party. Like, I was so into this match, Everett, Lee, and I was really, There's a lot of good shit in this match.
Yeah.
Very good match. And, of course, like, some of these matches that are on Raw, SmackDown, NXT, AEW, you know, some fans, you know, they pay to see those crazy matches. And they advertise Andrade and Seth Rollins. Why not let them have a clean finish and then you just interfere afterwards?
Exactly.
I mean,
exactly.
I just don't.
I don't know either, man.
Like you said earlier on the show, they're overdoing the interference and the invasion. We get it. We get it by now.
Yeah.
Sunday, all brands are going to go at it. They're going to beat the fuck out of each other. Why not just fucking save it for Sunday? And just do it after the matches. Save it for Sunday. We all know what's going to. I mean, we all know what Survivor Series is. It's been around for decades.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. You feel the same way. They played out the invasion thing a little bit too much. I was going to throw this out here, and I want to get your thought on this. Okay, that's right. Joe mentioned that NXT is busting their balls. Well, yeah, definitely this weekend they're busting their balls. Okay, let me take you back right after Crown Jewel with everything that happened with the talent trying to get back for Friday Night SmackDown. They flew in NXT talent. NXT came in. Excuse me. NXT talent came in, and they did great on SmackDown promoting the invasion thing. Now, the following week, instead of having people come in and invade and get physical, you should have had people just show up and cut promos, man. Okay? Like Shayna Baszler come in and interrupt someone and come in there and say, I'm, looking for the man, and then cut a promo on Becky, and then have on SmackDown the same thing. She comes in and cuts a promo on Bayley. Okay? And then you have the following, like Wednesday, Bayley or Becky come in NXT and cut a promo, and they're looking for a fight, and have like a match like this past week with Becky Lynch versus Rhea Ripley. I thought that was great, but we'll talk more about that. And it's just that have them cutting promos back and forth and stuff. And then when they through the middle, right before 2 weeks before the pay-per-view, have the talent NXT, invade SmackDown. Okay, all right, have them invade Raw. Then the following week, building up to it, have Raw, like they did with AJ Styles, coming into NXT and invading there and going after. We had a great main event last week or a couple weeks ago, right there, right, with the OC versus Tommaso Ciampa. I mean, and yeah, it was, and just have that, and then have it to where SmackDown invades Raw, and it's like, dude, it's like they're invading. NXT's invading us. How come you didn't help us out and invade, and then have them go after each other, and then just have that last week right before the pay-per-view, have everybody just invade everybody, just have it just one big invasion thing, and in that way you're like, okay, I'm ready. They built it. I'm ready for Survivor Series. Which brand is going to win this? Does that not make sense to you? Would you book it like that?
I mean, that all sounds really good.
Does that sound good or not?
Yeah, it does. The biggest peeve about me is the WWE advertising these big matchups, and then they end like that. I mean, I saw that match advertised 3 or 4 days in advance of Andrade and Seth Rollins. If you're going to advertise the match like that, you need to go through with it and not have the fucking Lucha House Party interrupt it.
Let's play this.
All the fucking talent. Lucha House Party.
Get stupid.
okay, Lucha House Party took on the big dude who's been gone forever. I mean, who was that dude who they advertised? He was on NXT. Man, I forgot the dude's name, but he faced them in a 1-on-3 handicap match.
Yeah.
All the time. And Rollins couldn't even beat him. I don't know.
I know who you're talking about. Yeah. I forget, but yeah, the damn Lucha House Party.
Damn Lucha House Party. And then another thing that got on my nerves was the Kevin Owens and Drew McIntyre match. Another great match. What did you think of that one?
I liked it. I'm glad KO's back out, man, because I'm glad he's back out because you haven't seen much of him, man. He put Shane away. That was it. And okay, Joe on the chat says Lars Sullivan. Okay, that's who it is. Thank you, Joe. Thank you.
Joe, Lars Sullivan. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you, Joe.
Thank you. But, yeah, KO. You haven't seen him for a while, and he's come back, and I'm glad he's starting to come back though. But I liked how it was going, starting out and everything though. But I don't like basically how Triple H comes out and disrupts a match. Let's have a water break.
My goodness.
Really? Come on.
Here in the first half of the match, it took them a while to get into it. These guys obviously don't, wrestle each other too much. But, the intensity got picked up halfway through the match.
Right.
They did a lot of crazy stuff. McIntyre had a vicious fireman's carry on the apron. Did you see that? It was insane. They pulled out all the stops. Kevin Owens has one of the best frog splashes for a guy that looks like he does in the business. Pulled out all the stops. Claymore kick. Owens got his foot on the ropes. Owens hit a stunner. McIntyre got his foot on the ropes. It was a very, very well put together match. And then, Triple H comes out. Then they go to a commercial break when he comes out.
Mm-hmm.
When they come back from commercial, the match is over.
Yeah. Who won? Who won the match?
They go straight to a promo, and I was just watching the match. What the fuck?
I know. This gets me. And then you have the Forgotten Sons and Dominic Divakovich or whatever, and Damian Priest out there, and Triple H doing what he tried to do with Seth Rollins, tried to get him to join NXT. You know what I was waiting for to happen? I was waiting for Owens to look at Triple H, and he's like, I understand you're looking out for my best interest, but you know what? I believe what you're doing, with NXT, everything's great and stuff. I was there, but hell, Triple H, you could kiss my ass. Boom, stunner.
Yeah.
What's that remind you of? Right?
Oh, yeah, the Austin promo, and Austin was, that's what put him on the map, really, was that, the promo at King of the Ring, and then when he stunned Vince McMahon, that was the icing on the cake.
Yeah.
But the whole thing was just that match is so good.
I know. Did
get that wrong what the finish was, because I still don't even know.
Yeah.
All I saw was Blades come out, commercial break, and then when we come back, McIntyre's I don't even see him in the building anymore.
He went back to Scotland. I think he.
Yeah. Stupid.
Yeah, I know. Yeah.
Where's your Randy bit? You got a bunch of bits. The bubbly. Where's your Randy Orton stupid?
Oh,
where's
stupid?
that at?
Here it is.
We about to get stupid.
I got that. You want?
Drinking a little bit of bubbly.
Guess what I wrote after this in my notes after this segment?
What's that? What's that?
I now see why all these guys want to leave the company.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean,
That's exactly that. Because I was really into that match. Two of my favorite guys on Raw, Owens and McIntyre, just slugging it out, man.
I know. Owens
could have beat him with the stunner, and then Triple H came down there and done that promo. Why couldn't they just do a simple thing like that?
Yeah.
Why does it have to be? Gosh, man,
I know.
it's like pulling teeth. It's like pulling teeth watching this stuff sometimes.
Mm-hmm. It is. It is. The main event.
Crazy.
The Viking Raiders versus Randy Orton and Ricochet. Okay.
Yeah.
This was going really well. This match was going really, really well. And then finally, SmackDown was basically like,
I'm coming!
and they finally invaded Raw after how many freaking damn weeks? How many weeks did SmackDown finally invade Raw? Which I talked about weeks ago. They just, God, it killed me. But then all hell breaks loose at the end, which I was just like, we've seen this before. You had SmackDown, you had NXT come in now. NXT superstars come in from the crowd, surround the ring, and then you had the red and the blue versus the yellow, and they're going all back and forth, and Raw goes off the air, and it just... What did you think about the ending, how this ended?
Yeah, I mean, this ending's happened on every show. It did. It started out. I mean, I knew in my notes I put Viking Raider versus Orton and Ricochet before it was even announced Ricochet. I knew that Ricochet was going to be Randy Orton's partner because of their history.
Yeah,
I knew it was going to be I knew the history partner was going to be Ricochet.
Yeah,
I should have just said Ricochet and Orton versus the Viking Raiders.
Yeah,
and then saw a little bit. Here's in my notes. Chaos ensues backstage. And what do? They go to a commercial break.
Yeah, I know. We're right in the middle of the...
And back to the tag team match. It was going really good. I liked the Ricochet and one half of the Viking Raiders going at it. They was doing the same exact moves, and the guy had about 200 pounds on Ricochet. They was going back and forth. And then they brawled. That's all right. Why can't you save that for the main event? All of them brawling instead of these one-on-one matches that are advertised that could be potentially really show-stealing matches.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, all this is all right, and this Triple H. This is why NXT beat AEW. Triple H comes out issuing an open challenge for Raw and SmackDown to come to their show at Full Sail. That's why the NXT brand beat AEW.
Yeah.
But,
yeah,
we'll get to that here in a little while. I do like how they promoted Punk's return to the Fox FS1.
Yes.
They did that throughout the show. I really enjoyed them promoting Punk on WWE Backstage.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
What did you think of that? Did you watch it?
I didn't get to watch it. I know the ratings jumped up to 180,000 this past week. It jumped. Let's see. I'll pull this up right here. Since you're talking about it right there, with CM Punk coming back, supposedly quote in quotations to WWE, but it's actually Fox because Fox is basically paying him. Let me pull this up. I have it right here in front of me. Here we go. Backstage draws 180,000 views with CM Punk this week. Really? How would you figure that there? You know, because I know this week everyone was pretty much
bitching and moaning and bitching and bitching and bitching and bitching and bitching and bitching and bitching. Are you bitching
about CM Punk coming back and not going with the WWE? Apparently to a WWE. Not AEW, but it was actually Fox. Fox is paying the guy, okay? He's making six figures to talk about wrestling, okay? Be an analyst for wrestling. All right, from WrestlingInc.com, Tuesday's episode of WWE Backstage on Fox Sports 1 drew in 180,000 viewers. It's up 80% from last week's 100,000, and what's expected that the viewership would jump due to CM Punk joining the cast at the end of last week's episode. This week's episode ranked 104 on the cable top 150 with a .10 rating and the 18 to 49 demographic. This is the first time the show has made the cable top 150. Congratulations right there. You know, I mean,
yeah. It was, I didn't watch it Tuesday night. I watched it Wednesday morning.
Mm-hmm. How was it?
I just, just couldn't get a chance to do it Tuesday night on the debut, but I did DVR it.
Mm-hmm.
I watched it the next day, and it was pretty interesting out there. There is a few hints on a one more match, and that was with Seth.
Yes.
CM Punk did a really good job of, talking about a potential match, but not saying he's going to do it. You got to watch it. I can't really explain it. That's just how good he is. CM Punk is the greatest WWE superstar in the modern era, and that's my opinion. You don't hear people chanting Cena. You don't hear people chanting The Rock. You don't hear people chanting Austin, Hogan. People chant CM Punk at any wrestling venue in America or outside of it to this day. No,
yeah.
They want to see CM Punk. They don't want to see anybody else.
Right, exactly.
I mean,
let me throw this out here.
Employed by Fox.
Mm-hmm.
We all know that. But I think, he'll get the bug back being at least one more match.
Right. Right. He will.
He's 41 years old, and yeah, that's not old, but he hasn't been in a wrestling ring in a very long time. And yeah, people look at Chris Jericho, but Chris Jericho's consistently been wrestling, and he hasn't took no breaks. And,
nope.
But Punk hasn't been in a wrestling ring in quite some time, and when you're 41 and haven't been in a wrestling ring, yeah, it's going to be tough for him. He's going to have to train. He's going to have to, get back to the basics again.
Mm-hmm. He is. He definitely is. I don't mean to cut you off here, though, but we're getting a lot of response in the chat tonight, man. The chat is on fire, man. I want to give a shout-out to the chat tonight, man. Everyone tuning in here tonight on the Everett Lee Show Slammin' Thursday edition. Let me read off some of these comments real quick here, Chris. Joe loves CM Punk. David C. Russell, hello, Everett Lee and the Chris Rose. Hello, David C. Russell, host of Deathmatch Wrestle Podcast, which you can catch on Podcast City Network. Cheap plug. And then also, we got Kevin, Denver. It's clobbering time. Yes, it is. It is clobbering time tonight on this Thursday night here on the Slammin' Thursday edition of the Everett Lee Show. And Joe Hamlin says CM Punk, CM Punk, CM Punk. So basically, when you listen to the Everett Lee Show with Everett Lee and the Chris Rose on Thursday nights, it's more like
this voice, this is power. In anybody else's hands, this is a microphone. In my hands, it's a pipe bomb.
That's right. We're going to drop them tonight, aren't we, Chris?
We are. Pipe bombs all around, baby.
That's it. All right. Let's finish up Raw. Your rating between, let's do 1 to 5. Give me a rating this week.
2 out of 5.
2 out of 5. I give it a 1 out of 5.
Yeah, I kind of gave. I did like the Owens and McIntyre match. Minus the finish, I was really into it. And Seth Rollins and Andrade, I was into that as well. And I did call Aleister Black's next opponent being Buddy Murphy a couple weeks ago on the podcast, so I can't wait for that too.
Mm-hmm.
We don't have to go into big detail if we want to about it, but that match will be great. Buddy Murphy and Aleister Black.
It will. It'll definitely be great. It definitely will. With NXT, I just want to throw this out here. You notice how they've been bringing the NXT UK talent in for stuff? Have you noticed that lately?
Yeah,
it's pretty good.
That's part of the NXT brand. UK talent, yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
That's the NXT thing.
Mm-hmm.
And I do like some of the guys on there. I do not watch their show because there's so much wrestling to watch. I mean, here lately I haven't watched SmackDown since like the second time it debuted on Fox. I've just been looking at highlights. There's a lot going on. The main ones I watch is Raw, AEW, and NXT.
Yeah, I watch NXT UK. You do like it. UK.
I watch the big shows on the NXT UK.
Yeah. Now, NXT UK, or not UK. Oh, God.
But you know and I know that you're only half the man that I am. And I have half the brain that you do.
I feel like that. I just had a brain. So, sorry about that, Chris.
Brother.
Let's flush that. All right. Okay, like we were talking about earlier. Okay, we had talked about NXT. We're talking about Triple H at the end of Raw, talking about leaving the doors open for this Wednesday for SmackDown and Raw. Bring it. Come. I want you. Doors open. Come. So, who opens up the show? We got the man, Becky Lynch. She comes out there and she cuts a hellacious promo. Rhea Ripley from NXT UK, who's been on NXT here lately, comes out, and I basically loved how she had to stare down. And she basically says to Lynch, she says, so you're the man, huh? And it's like, and she looks at him and she's like, you looking for a fight? Do you got the balls? The man have any balls? So I loved how she said that, and they go into that match right there. This right here is like a dream match here. Rhea Ripley, she tore it up. She tore it up in NXT UK. She was the first NXT UK women's champion. Throw that out there to those who don't watch NXT UK. She beat, I believe it was Toni Storm in the finals there, and she ended up capturing that title there. Like Joe right here, I'm going to throw this out here. He's hooked on NXT. Wow, I can watch this past show over and over, but dang, like Jericho. Whew. David says, damn chilly night, Everett. It is right here in Daytona Beach. But let me, Rhea Ripley and Becky Lynch, that was just great. Just going back and forth. And again, Chris, it ends in a no contest because of the Shayna Baszler and her group, the four horsewomen of NXT, or the horsewomen, whatever you want to call them. I don't even know what to call them, man. I don't even really know their names because I don't see them that much here and there. But they're great at what they do, and they broke the match up, and Lynch and Ripley fight them off, and they stand in the ring there looking at each other, or just in the ring together. I mean, just great action going back and forth, man. What's your thoughts on that?
It was a non-finish, but an exciting match. I really loved both of the women. It is a dream match, and they kind of teased that in this one. Rhea Ripley has a lot of power in the match, doing treating the man differently like any of her other opponents. Yeah, and I really enjoyed it. Pushed Ripley to her limit. Pushed her to the limit.
Yeah, she did.
Yeah, it ended in a double DQ, but it was what it was. I can't wait till the day we see Becky Lynch and Rhea Ripley have a knockout drag-out match.
Yes.
Again. And throughout this invasion angle, that's one good thing. They have teased a lot of good matches. And can't wait till we see one between these two ladies. It's going to be great.
It is. It definitely is going to be great to see them go at it again. But yeah, like Joe said, yeah, he didn't like the ending there too. Someone should have failed. It should have been a clean victory. That's what it should have been. Kono Reeves versus Matt Riddle. Well, actually, that didn't happen because Ricochet, dude got the biggest. I mean, he got a big pop, man, coming back, here in NXT, and him going against Matt Riddle. Oh my God! Tell me your thoughts about this, man. I love this.
Yeah, it was a high octane match. Ricochet and Matt Riddle, the styles mesh well together. They have a lot of strikes and kicks that are very on target. There was, interference in this match, but it was good interference. It was very well done. I thought I thought everything was great. They didn't go, but for a few minutes, everything started going crazy. But at least two over guys was invading, and it was SmackDown, Cesaro and Shinsuke Nakamura. Really enjoyed it. The dive that Ricochet did to Cesaro was insane. Diving into the crowd onto Cesaro, it was crazy. Crazy.
It was. It definitely was.
Crowd is really into Ricochet coming out there. I'm glad he did. I'm not a big Kono Reeves fan. But also you got Roderick Strong coming out there to attack Nakamura because he is in a triple threat match with AJ Styles, Nakamura, and Roderick Strong.
Yes.
And then you had the Finn Balor come out and do battle with Matt Riddle, and they'll go one-on-one at War Games Saturday night. This beatdown was actually all right because they had some people that you would actually want to see come out there. But,
yeah.
Then again, Riddle and Ricochet, the way the match was going, a clean finish would have been nice as well.
Yeah, because
these two guys are talented, and
yeah, they're both talented.
I really enjoy these two guys. They was going back and forth.
I want to see more. I want to see more, man. I mean, they work so well in the ring. I'll tell you what I like right now. I like how Killian Dane has come back to NXT, and I like the fact that with Killian Dane coming back to NXT, what they're doing with him, and I like how Pete Dunne there and Damian Priest, who used to be Punishment Martini in ROH. I loved what they're doing. I've never heard Damian talk before, and until when they did a video package when he talked, I'm like, damn, this dude is deep. He has a deep voice, and I loved it. And I like this guy could cut it down. I like to hear him cut more promos, man. What do you think? Your thoughts right there with Dillian. See, I got brain fart, man, tonight. I don't know where the hell I'm at. I'm still marking out over the Matt Riddle Ricochet match. Killian Dane and Damian Priest, Pete Dunne. What do you think of that right there, what they're doing?
Well, the winner of this match, triple threat match at War Games, will face Adam Cole at Survivor Series. Is that correct?
Yes.
For the NXT Championship.
Mm-hmm.
I'm really looking forward to that. I really enjoy all three guys. I would like to see Damian Priest win the triple threat match and go on to face Adam Cole. His voice is unique. It's different. His promos are pretty good. From what I saw in the video package, I haven't seen a full-on promo from him yet. But from what I saw right there, it was pretty good. I'm really excited to see this triple threat match at War Games. I would like to see Damian Priest come out on top. He had just came to NXT not too long ago, and you know, what better way to push him right into the title picture, because I think this guy can go with Adam Cole.
I do too.
It would be tremendous for Damian Priest.
I do too. I believe he can go toe to toe with Adam Cole. Adam Cole can actually tango with anybody. Should I even use that word right there? Tango? I mean dance? What?
He can step with the best. I mean, Adam Cole is he is probably a top 5 best in the WWE, and he showed it. I mean, they put him on Raw and SmackDown against Rollins and Daniel Bryan. So I mean, two of the top guys in WWE right now is Rollins and Daniel Bryan. Then you got Adam Cole going one-on-one with them. I mean, Triple H is very high on Adam Cole. Adam Cole has the promo skills. He's got the move set. He's the NXT champion. He's got the best. He's got the best guys around him. The Undisputed Era is probably the best group in all of wrestling right now.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, the guy's got it all.
Yeah,
I mean,
he does.
Triple H, if he fucks up, I hate to sound bad about this. WWE fucks up a lot of stuff, but they didn't fuck up the Undisputed Era.
No, they didn't.
Everything has ever done has been awesome.
Yeah, it definitely has. Speaking of Undisputed Era, dude, my favorite tag team match of the night right here. You had the Revival coming back in Undisputed Era. Another dream match, dude. Freaking Revival. I loved the Revival when they were in NXT. The stuff they did with DIY. The stuff they did with the Authors of Pain. Again, like I was referring back to earlier with, you're talking about AOP. The Revival. Those guys can stand toe-to-toe with them. But you got the Revival versus Undisputed Era. O'Reilly and Fish. I mean, jeez. Joe right here says, Chris, I absolutely agree. Top 5, yes, in my opinion, as well, to your Adam Cole. What you're saying to Adam Cole, he agrees with you, and I agree with it with you too right there. But this match, man, I mean, it was great. With the action going back and forth and stuff, man, because you had O'Reilly doing, jumping, with the jumping knee, knee drop, the dash as Fish, tags back in and just stuff like that. Great tag going back and forth. The momentum went really great, did it not?
I loved this match. It was one of my favorite tag team matches I've watched in a while.
Mm-hmm.
Dawson and Wilder came out there as heels, and
Yes.
mid-match turned them into baby faces.
Yeah.
That's just how good these guys are.
Mm-hmm.
It was a really good match. NXT gave them a lot of time to do it. Clean finish. The Revival had to pull out all the stops. The Undisputed Era pulled out all the stops. These two teams had good chemistry. And back to your point, Kyle O'Reilly's a great wrestler. And that knee drop off the top rope was vicious. It looked awesome.
Yes.
The Revival was even going off the top rope on these guys. It was insane. It was an insane match. I really enjoyed it. I really enjoyed the match as a whole. I've always been a fan of the Revival. I think they deserve a lot better than what they get in WWE. I mean, you can put a championship on them all you want, but I really think the only reason they gave them the championships a couple of months ago is so they wouldn't leave.
Mm-hmm.
Because their booking has been the best. The Revival and NXT mesh well so much. Like Ricochet and NXT meshes well so much. The Viking Raiders, which we'll get to it later on in the show.
Yeah.
The crowd is much to them in NXT. And the Revival and Undisputed Era, I was really hoping this match didn't end in a DQ. And actually, a couple of days before NXT, when they announced this match, I commented on WWE's Facebook, please no interference in this match.
Did they reply back?
Forward to more than, and it delivered, man. It was a really good match. It had a lot of ups and downs, emotion. Really enjoyed it. Really enjoyed this match.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it was great. I loved it. I definitely loved it. Kaylee Ray, the NXT UK Women's Champion. I'm glad they're bringing her in over here. I definitely am glad that they're bringing her in, and they're giving the UK talent different ones, moments here and there, because to let people know, the United Kingdom has an NXT division, because there's still people out there who don't have the network, who still don't watch, but you can watch NXT UK. It does come on at Thursdays, which was today at 3 p.m. If you're home or off from work, you want to watch NXT UK, that's the time to watch it right there, because of the time difference. But Kaylee Ray, she is vicious, man. I seen that match that where she went against Toni Storm, and she won the championship. She's held on to it for a while. She went up against Dakota Kai. Dakota Kai, I have mixed feelings about her, about Dakota Kai. I mean, she's great in the ring. Don't get me wrong. She's great in the ring, but, I mean, I don't really feel her, Chris. Does that even make sense, what I'm talking about right there?
I'm not a big fan of Dakota Kai.
I'm not either,
to be quite honest with you. And I barely even knew who the champion was, the NXT UK champion is. Mm-hmm. But she is. She's pretty good.
Yes.
Sells really good. And, of course, she helped Io Shirai last week.
Yeah.
Get the championship. Not the championship, the advantage for War Games.
Yeah.
And Dakota came out there and tried to help, which set up this match.
The following support and sponsor Podcast City Network. City Limits Tap Room, sports bar in DeLand, Florida, has brew on tap, serve food, the grilled cheese is excellent. For upcoming events, check out City Limits Taproom on Facebook.com/City Limits Taproom. Morph Tee, a comfortable and lightweight 100% polyester t-shirt with illustrated morph characters that, when worn, will make the illustrations seem to come to life. For more of Tony Rodriguez's work, you can see his full line of apparel at teespring.com. Sports Sanity Customs have worked with organizations from custom embroidering polo shirts to jerseys for your kids' baseball team. They do it all. Armed with state-of-the-art equipment and an in-house design team, they are equipped to take on your next project. Visit their website to learn more, sportsanitycustoms.com. Visit Sports Sanity Customs on Facebook.com/SportsSanityCustoms. 3Count Design offers a wide range of graphic design products, video, photography and other forms of media. Everything from t-shirt designs to websites. Visit Facebook.com/3CountDesign for more. Demo Blast Studios, an explosion of imagination. Original artwork, podcasts, video, apparel and more. Visit DemoBlastStudios.com. Visit Demoblast Studios on Facebook.com/Demoblast Studios, the best family entertainment pro wrestling show in the state of Kentucky. Kentucky's Own Wrestling brings quality family vintage wrestling to a town near you. Kentucky's Own Wrestling offers a ladies division in wrestling and a training school. Kentucky's Own Wrestling is the current longest running Southern promotion. Visit Facebook.com/Somerset Kentucky's Own Wrestling. All supporters and sponsors are brought to you by Podcast City Network.
Gentlemen, let's broaden our minds.
For more of The Everett Lee Show on social media, follow and like The Everett Lee Show on Facebook, The Everett Lee Show, Twitter, @TheEverett_Lee, Instagram, Everett Lee Show. Audio versions of this podcast and previously released podcast can be found on everettleeshow.podbean.com. Stitcher Radio, The Everett Lee Show, give a rating and comment. Apple Podcast, The Everett Lee Show, give a rating and comment. YouTube, The Everett Lee Show, subscribe to the channel. The Everett Lee Show, your shot of entertainment to the head.
You're listening to The Everett Lee Show.
But after this, we got the Forgotten Sons and the Viking Raiders.
Yeah, what's with that, man? I don't get it. Why did they even have that match there?
I thought the same thing at first, but it was a pretty good match. I thought it was a good match. At first, I was skeptical about it, but the fans was really into it. I thought it was really, really good.
Mm-hmm.
There's a lot of stuff that went on in this match. It was kind of weird, that it was, happening, but, I thought it was pretty good. I thought it was a pretty good match. Showcased both teams. Yeah, I really like the Viking Raiders back in NXT overall, though.
Yeah, the Viking Raiders, man, they were great, and they were definitely great in NXT, man. You know what, they did mention that they had unfinished business. That's one thing. They did mention that they had unfinished business because when they got rid of the tag titles, when they forfeited the tag titles over. Remember that?
No. When was this? Forfeited which tag team titles?
The NXT. Remember, right before they went up to the main roster, they relinquished. Yeah.
Okay. Gotcha.
Yeah.
I think they was just trying to make Viking Raiders still look like a strong team, and just didn't want them to lose that momentum. And I guess they just didn't. Yeah, I know what you're saying now. They didn't drop the championships.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, they didn't drop the championships there. They didn't. Yeah, so I mean it was a decent match. That's all I got to say. It was just decent, but moving on from that, the ladder match with Dominic Javikovic and Adam Cole, baby. What'd you think of that there?
Oh man, it was great. Adam Cole worked that leg very, very well. The surgically repaired leg. Dominic Dijakovic was climbing the ladder on one leg. I really enjoyed that. The choke slam into the ladder looked stiff as hell.
Oh God, yeah,
Adam Cole, and Adam Cole hitting the Canadian Destroyer. Man, it pulled. Both guys pulled out all the stops. It wasn't a very long match, which was good. Having these ladder matches is pretty insane. Anyways, I don't know why they would do that just for an advantage. They could have just had a one-on-one match, but yeah, it was set up for the chaos afterwards.
Yes.
Everybody came out. Everything was going crazy. And then you had Drew McIntyre give a Claymore kick to Dominic Dijakovic. And then Keith Lee comes out. Drew McIntyre tries to hit him. Pop-up powerbomb. That was an insane pop-up powerbomb.
God dang.
The sit-down pop-up powerbomb to Drew McIntyre. Drew McIntyre bounced off that mat.
He pounced.
Man, that was insane. And then you had one half of the Viking Raiders come in. Him and Keith Lee stare each other down. And then the big suicide dive onto everybody. This little, after the match.
Mm-hmm.
It looks so much better to have a match and then the chaos. It just looks a lot better that way.
It does.
Then you had Adam Cole. You had Adam Cole in the ring by himself. And then out of nowhere, Seth Rollins with super kick. Seth Rollins got some big boos. Big boos at Full Sail.
Yeah, he did. The fans were chanting, Seth's not cool. Seth's not cool. And I liked how they were chanting for Ciampa, Daddy's home. I love that. Seth's not cool.
Yeah.
But, yeah.
Tommaso Ciampa is one of the most over guys in the company as well. He NXT loves him. They love him to death. And him and Seth brawled to end the show. Man, NXT was really good this week. It was really good.
It was. What?
The ladder match was insane. It was really insane. The thing that got me was that choke slam on the ladder. That was crazy.
I'm gonna go back and watch that just to see that choke slam on the ladder. That's
crazy.
I know. It is.
Very short, very, very short match, but it was a crazy brawl at the end. Keith Lee and Ivar, I believe, is the big Viking Raider.
Yeah.
The double suicide dive on Raw, SmackDown, and NXT. It was crazy.
Yeah.
Two big like that doing suicide dives is crazy in itself, but both of them doing it at the same time was crazy.
Mm-hmm. It was. It was crazy. It just two suicide dives was just insane. Now, talking about NXT being great this week, it took about 8 weeks. It took about 8 weeks for NXT to finally top AEW Dynamite. This past Wednesday, last night it drew 916,000. And AEW's Dynamite on TNT drew in about 893,000. And NXT only topped Dynamite by 2.6%. And it's NXT's best view was when it premiered on October 2nd, because it drew higher ratings than Raw. Believe it or not, with 179 million and 1.6 million views. So, but I tell you, it was still with the viewership and everything, it was better. It was better because they did topple it. But, however, AEW still topped NXT because AEW was ranked number 8, while NXT was ranked number 14, which I don't understand, but there's the numbers. There's the numbers for that.
Rating system is still something new to me because I was too young to understand it back in WCW and WWF. I'll get the hang of all this. I'm just enjoying wrestling. AEW and NXT has made me enjoy watching wrestling again.
Yeah.
We'll get to it right here in a minute when we talk about AEW.
Yeah.
Man, the opening match between Phoenix and Phoenix and Nick Jackson was insane.
It was. It was insane. It was AEW had some solid stuff. I mean, had some really good matches and a great promo by the champion. Did he not?
Yeah. Chris Jericho's great, man.
Yeah,
I'll get to him, but
yeah,
Phoenix and Nick Jackson. I mean, it was good to see one half of the Young Bucks in a singles match, just to see how they could do it. This is my first time ever seeing one of these guys in a singles match. It was a very fast pace in the open, a lot of counters. Phoenix had a nice rolling cutter on the outside. Phoenix was great overall in the match. I mean, the crowd was really hot for this match. They was really hot for Phoenix. One little peeve was the super kicks. There was too many of them, but I mean, it was really, really good stuff. A hurricanrana on the outside. Nick Jackson had a German suplex on the apron. They was just going back and forth. And I thought it was going to be in with the springboard Canadian Destroyer. But, Phoenix picked up the win. I thought one half of Santana and Ortiz would have been in the one-on-one match with Nick Jackson, but I'm glad I got Phoenix.
Yeah.
It was really, really good.
Yeah, well, Nick Jackson, if you really do look at it, Nick Jackson actually ended up carrying the Young Bucks when Matt was hurt. He ended up carrying him when one of the brothers was hurt there for a while. So Nick, the guy can work in the ring, man. God dang, the guy can work in the ring. Nick is I have to say he's my favorite out of the two there. I love what he can do in the ring.
Oh yeah, it was really good to see him in a one-on-one match. I was excited when they opened the show with these two guys. I was like, all right, let's see what Nick Jackson can do in a one-on-one match, and he impressed me. It was really good.
Mm-hmm. I did like that change up there. Yeah. Have, this tag team here, have one of them go see what they could do singles, and he did. He definitely did. Britt Baker. What's that?
I think that's what he's trying to do there, just give the fans, these guys ain't just tag team guys.
No.
They can do one-on-one stuff.
Oh, yeah. They can.
He was going into the next match here, Britt Baker and Hikaru Shida.
Yeah, Hikaru Shida. Just, I didn't really feel this one because, Britt, she's great, okay? She's great. And why have they not decided here to have her chase the belt again? Why not?
I'm honestly, Britt Baker has a good look and everything, but Hikaru Shida was the better worker out of these two women. I think Britt Baker could have been good in the Divas division back in the day in WWE. That's where I see her.
Right.
I honestly do. I see her as like a Brie Bella or fucking, the Bella Twins back in the Divas division where the matches went 5-6 minutes. That's right. Just, I think Britt Baker was put on here too quick. I think Hikaru Shida is a good wrestler. Her knee strikes are insane for a woman. It was really good.
It was.
Shida picked up the win, and I'm glad she picked up the win because honestly, all the respect to Britt Baker, she has not once impressed me in AEW. Besides the look.
Mm-hmm.
Other than that, her wrestling abilities remind me of a Divas division before it got to the Women's Revolution.
Yeah.
I see you.
Japanese the Japanese talent is just they're good. I've not seen too much of Korea. I have not seen too much of her though, but it was an okay match. It just didn't really jump out there. It's like, wow, but I don't know. It's just I've seen her get a lot of TV time, and it's like, okay, you're giving this person a lot of TV time. Why don't you have them go after the title? Or have her go against, well, she did go against someone different. So the Dynamite Dozen Battle Royal. The final two participants face off next week in a singles match. Winner gets an AEW Diamond Ring. We had Diamond Ring. Or Cody Kiss the Ring. Remember that?
Why can't they just have a regular battle royal?
I don't know.
Have one guy standing.
I know. They got to be different, man. You got to be different. This
is pretty damn stupid. The highlight of the whole battle royal is Billy Gunn.
Of course, man. Of course. He was the highlight of it. Look who else you had in there. You had Adam Page, Chuck Taylor, Pockets, Orange Cassidy, Kip Saban with Penelope Ford. I'm sorry. It stuck with me because of Cornette. Let me tell you about Orange Cassidy, Chris.
What do I think about him?
No. Let me tell you my thoughts. Did I ever tell you about my thoughts about Orange Cassidy?
No.
Okay.
I don't think so.
Okay. When they did All In, or no, not All In. It was the first AEW pay-per-view they did, where they had the Battle Royal there, and when it was him and Tommy Dreamer standing in the ring, and he was doing the kicks to Tommy, I said to myself, I looked over, I forgot who was there with me, and I said, really? I was like, who? And the crowd, it's like, the crowd loves this. I was like, what the heck is this? The guy is standing there with his hands in his pockets, and he's kicking like Tommy Dreamer. I just like, really? And I was like, I just didn't get it. And then, he gets eliminated. But same thing happened here in this one too. I mean, that's his thing. People love him. I'm not too into his gimmick. I want to see what else he can do besides that. I'm waiting for that. But yeah, he got his butt thrown over the ring. I was laughing about that when he kind of did that. But Jimmy Havoc, Jungle Boy, Marco Stunt, Pentagon Jr., Sonny Kiss, and Joey Janela, and MJF, and Mr. Ass, Billy Gunn.
Yeah.
Jimmy Havoc with...
all you got to do is throw him over the top rope. You don't have to have a fucking staple gun.
Yeah, I was about to ask you.
God. I don't know why they have to do all that stuff. I mean... And I don't even like Jimmy Havoc all that much, to be quite honest with you. But, yeah, that was just all messed up. The whole Battle Royal was. And I was cooking food during the Battle Royal after I heard the rules.
Yeah.
It was just weird. The last two remaining win. In a Battle Royal, it's one person remain. That's the whole point of a Battle Royal.
Right.
I understand that AEW is trying to be different. But this is a little too much. And by the looks of the crowd, I don't even think it was clearly explained to them either.
No.
When MJF was walking away, the crowd was like, why? Why are you walking away? Yeah. But we do get a Adam Page and MJF match out of it.
Yeah. So. Yeah. Yeah, we definitely do get that at the end there. Joe, welcome back. After that little technical difficulty, he wished that Billy Gunn would have went on to be part of the final two. Not a Jimmy Havoc fan either, at all. So he agrees with you right there. Yeah, Billy Gunn was the highlight of that, man. He still has it, man. I love it.
You know who should be paid besides Marco Stunt, Jimmy Havoc, My Dog Pockets? You know who should be in there?
Who's that?
The fucking Chris Rose, baby.
He should. We should get the Chris Rose in AEW. I can see you go up against MJF, man. Joe says Billy Gunn will have to have it at 60 plus. Yeah. Billy Gunn just impressed me. I mean, Billy Gunn,
he works, backstage with the talent, and it was really good to have that person in there as popular as he is in the Battle Royal.
Mm-hmm.
So it was really cool to see Billy Gunn back. The guy looks fantastic. His son is also a wrestler.
Yes.
The guy's done really good himself,
He has.
I'm glad to see Billy Gunn happy. A lot of guys who's went there, like Dean Malenko, Arn Anderson, Jim Ross, Tony Schiavone, they're all rejuvenated. They're all happy again, and I'm glad to see that.
I am too. Joe says, hashtag the Chris Rose anywhere would be too sweet.
Oh, I'm too sweet in you, Joe. I'm holding hands up. You just can't see it. Yeah, it's good to see, because you can hear in Jim Ross's voice that he is genuinely happy
He is.
to be in AEW.
He is. He definitely is. He definitely is happy being AEW. We talked about him throughout tonight, and the champion is here, and he has a little bit of well, how come my
Drinking a little bit of the bubbly.
There it goes. A little bit late there. So
There it is.
Yep. So Jericho and Jake Hager is out in the ring there. What did you think about every time Jericho went to say sorry? He put the mic in front of Jake. I am sorry.
Jericho was talking about going off on his temper tantrum. Or that kind of reminded me of a 97 Jericho, 98 Jericho with his temper tantrums. And he was trying to get it out. He goes, and then he just gave the mic to Jake Hager, I'm sorry. And that was just throughout the promo. That's just, Jericho being Jericho.
Mm-hmm.
Being serious and making people laugh at the same time. Jericho is the biggest star in AEW. He's the best. He is the GOAT in my eyes, and that is a shoot. He is who I idolize, and he is the guy who made me want to be a wrestler. So I am a big fan of Jericho. And he teased the big announcement, but overall he's like, I'm not going to do it in front of Indianapolis. I'm going to do it in Chicago where they got 2 baseball teams, a hockey team, and an NFL team, and you people have nothing. I thought that was great. And then SCU interrupts and got a big ovation. And I believe I told you this last week about Scorpio Sky and Chris Jericho. I hope they have a one-on-one match down the road.
Yes, you did.
I believe I said that.
Someone must have been listening to you, man.
Scorpio Sky and Jericho next Wednesday. And I thought Scorpio Sky hung with Jericho on the microphone. I was impressed.
Yeah. Yeah. He's great.
I like how Jericho was like, oh, you don't want a title match? Huh? Oh, you don't deserve, you know what? You're going to get a title match. I thought that was hilarious. I thought that was funny.
Yeah.
Man, I'm really ready for it. Like, man, I could watch that promo over and over. I could watch any Jericho promo over and over.
Yeah.
I just liked it. SCU has a bunch of veterans as well.
Yeah, they do.
Scorpio Sky, Larry, and the Fallen Angel. It was all a very good segment.
It was.
I really enjoyed it. I really enjoyed every bit of it.
I did too.
I'm ready for the match.
I'm ready for it.
Really good match.
I'm ready for it next week. I definitely am. And Joe agrees. Scorpio Sky and Jericho will be a 5-star match, and it will be. It will be a 5-star match.
Yes.
It definitely will be. Luchasaurus, I'm glad to see he's back after injury. He's back, and he does a quick squash match with Peter Avalon, the Liberian.
Yeah.
Quick 1, 2, 3. That's it. Great. Let's move on now. I'm glad that they had the squash match. Now we're on to Private Party versus Santana and Ortiz.
Everett, you're beating around the bush, buddy. What about the damn Dark Order promo video?
Oh yeah. That what?
Everett Lee, I shaved my head. I don't have a lot of hair up there.
Neither do
If I did, I was going to pull that all the fuck out. Wow.
When I saw it, this is what I thought of.
It looks like I got attacked by gonorrhea.
That's what I thought. When I seen it, I thought this was
anal.
Yeah, it just was. It just didn't. It didn't. The Dark Order. You said Dark Order. Here we go.
You're not afraid of the dark, are you?
Oh, my goodness.
I got them all, man. Just about got them all. Damn. Every time we talk about...
what you the Dark Order sucks. I'm sorry, I suck. They're not a good tag team.
They're not.
Nobody's into this team.
No.
And they got snake bit by their rival at Double or Nothing. The lights went out, and these guys appeared to no fucking reaction whatsoever.
No.
No reaction.
Nothing.
And that's one thing they do too much of is a lights out and then someone appears. They do that way too much.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Way.
I didn't. When
The only time that's ever worked for anyone is The Undertaker.
Yeah. Yeah. Joe says that he really likes Private Party. Wow. I agree with you, man. I agree with you. Yeah, Private Party, that's my favorite tag team right there in AEW. Yeah.
Yeah, both tag teams in this match is my favorite. Santana and Ortiz and Private Party. I really like how they kept Mark Quinn in their corner and gave them the stalling suplex double team move. Did you see that? Where they kept switching out the suplexes. That was different, and I really, really liked it. Santana and Ortiz looked really great in this match. Private Party looked really good as well.
Mm-hmm.
And, of course, at the end, they hit the gin and juice for the win. The best double team move in wrestling.
Oh, God,
right now, the Hurricanrana into the RKO. It flowed very well as they went into the finish. I really enjoyed it. Really enjoyed that.
Mm-hmm. I did too.
Great man.
I really, really did enjoy that. Kenny Omega is working out. I thought that was funny right there. I liked how they did that one right there. And Joe says, so underrated. They are very good, and I actually like Santana and Ortiz. I do too. They're really good in the ring. What they do too. Got to give them credit there. I'm with you guys. Both these two teams are my two favorite in AEW, and they are. They're great. I love Private Party. It took me a few weeks because after I seen what they could do when they got to the tag team finals, when I saw that there, I said, this team right here. And like I talked about with someone before, and you probably mentioned this, AEW has a great tag team division. They have a great tag team division. You want great tag team wrestling, AEW. You want great women's wrestling, NXT. You want nonsense and BS, you got Raw. You want just a dog mascot running around and you watch it in public and you're embarrassed to be a wrestling fan, SmackDown. So you got everything right there. Do you not?
Yeah, I mean, AEW's tag team division is really good, and so is NXT's. Both of the shows are kind of the same, except he doesn't have Chris Jericho or Cody, and that's the difference maker in the ratings. Jericho's a bigger star than anybody, and so is Cody. They're more familiar with. They have a familiar fan base because both of those guys was on Raw and SmackDown for a long time.
Yes,
and that's the difference in the shows.
Yeah.
What'd you think about the main event?
Oh, damn! I was buzzing all week about this. This main event right here. Jon Moxley versus Darby Allin. I mean, before the match gets rolling and starts, you see footage of Allin skateboarding around, with a body bag, and it has Mox on it. I thought that was great. I love the body bag thing. He brought a body bag because he basically is going to kill Moxley and get him in the bag. And I love the crowd. Did you like the crowd surfing with the bag? I love that. I thought that was awesome. And I loved how they brought Darby out in the body bag, and he comes out. I love that. I thought that was fantastic.
Yeah, I thought that was all cool. The video package and everything they did with that was great.
Yeah.
Love the match. I liked how, Moxley came through the crowd to get in the ring, and whoever the cameraman was did it perfectly. Because out of nowhere, in the corner of your eye, you see a big suicide dive to start the match. Before the match even started, actually, they brawled into the crowd. Then finally the match started, and they went all out. I loved how Darby went for a cross body, and Moxley just stood there. I really enjoyed that. Darby Allin taking it to Moxley looked really good. The crowd was 50-50 for both guys.
Yeah, they were. They love both of these guys.
Great action. I think the timing, though, was off in the match because they brought in the body bag, and nothing happened with it. They didn't do nothing with the body bag.
Yeah.
But I really think here lately, the past 2 weeks, the main events on AEW went really, really quick. And I noticed that last week with the tag team match and this week with the singles match because you could just see the timing was off. And but, then again, they're new, but they're going to have to fix that. They've had plenty of enough shows to do that, to fix the timing in the main events. But that's with everybody else before them. They're going to have to fix their time as well. But back to the match, the coffin drop into the rear naked choke was phenomenal.
God dang, yeah. You got me right there. That was great. That was great.
Yeah, I really enjoyed that. And then the dirty deeds off the top rope for the finish was crazy.
Yeah.
Jeez. I'm sure a lot of the fans would have liked to see these guys in a match like Moxley had with Omega, but there's not enough story for these two guys to have a match like that. But for what it was, I thought it was a good main event.
Mm-hmm. I did too. I thought it was a great main event. Everyone was buzzing about this all week, and when it finally happened, it happened. And this was great. These guys tore it up, and what a awesome main event. I was talking with Joe in the chat here, Chris. I want to throw this out here that he said that he felt bad for Roman. Maybe he needs to venture NXT. And I mentioned, yeah, he would have a better booking there. And he said SmackDown's pretty awful for him. And I was like, well, Fox wanted Roman for SmackDown, and that's what they did. And he mentions that all they have there is Bryan and Wyatt, and that's it. That's one thing I wanted to ask you. I'll ask you here in a minute, right, about SmackDown, this past SmackDown. But AEW, we didn't even give a rating for NXT right before we jumped into AEW. Let's give it a rating. NXT 1 to 5.
NXT 1 to 5, 3 out of 5.
Okay. AEW 1 to 5.
4 out of 5. I know the ratings came out and said what it said, but I enjoyed AEW a a lot more than NXT.
Okay. I give both shows a 4 out of 5 because both of them stepped it up this week. I mean, really stepped it. AEW's main event, that was great. It was, people were waiting for this. You got that main event there. NXT, you kind of knew like some kind of invasion angle though, but you had some really good. NXT had a really strong opening this week. Becky versus Rhea. You had the Revival, Undisputed Era. You had Matt Riddle, Ricochet. Great strong opening, and you kind of knew where they were going to go with this and stuff. But yeah, I give both a 4 out of 5 this week. I give them both. Joe gives NXT a 5, and he says AEW, as long as Jericho is the man, and they're 5. So he gives it a 5. He gives both shows a 5 out of 5 this week. So thank you, Joe, for the feedback. And he really did love AEW this week a lot. A lot of people loved AEW this week a lot. A lot of people said AEW they really loved it a lot this week. NXT was a solid program because you kind of knew what they were doing because of coming up this weekend, Survivor Series. So you kind of knew that. But let me ask you, what are your thoughts about the obvious Universal Championship getting changed?
To blue?
Yeah. Is it not obvious?
Typical WWE stuff.
Yeah.
I think we talked about that last week. I may have talked about it with somebody else.
Yeah, you talked. We didn't talk about it last week. We didn't talk about it because we do this on Thursdays, and it happened that Friday. So we didn't get to talk about it, Chris. We didn't get to talk about it. Let me get your thoughts on the big change to the Universal title this past Friday.
Oh, I must have talked about it with someone else. My mistake.
No, that's fine.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, they ain't, as long as it wasn't red on SmackDown still.
Right.
So that's a.
Yeah, that's just.
But Wyatt's character, the Fiend, they could have made it a little bit more edgier than just blue.
Yeah, they could have. They could have. Maybe they had some like shrunken heads hanging from the belt or something like that. Make it kind of look like one of those shag lamp things, but have it on the belt there with the heads, the shrunken heads, severed heads. Something like that.
Yeah. Something just a little different. And, I didn't watch SmackDown Friday.
Mm-hmm.
Honestly, look up anything about SmackDown.
You didn't miss much, man.
To be quite honest with you.
Mm-hmm.
Just,
yeah. Yeah, it just...
I saw a WWE show, and CM Punk shit all over SmackDown. So
yeah. I heard something, but what did he say?
He just shit on the Roman Reigns segment with Baron Corbin and Baron Corbin's segment with the mascot dog coming down to the ring. That was really weird.
Yeah.
And it was. I mean, just talked about how it was garbage and that WWE is the same as when I left. But I kind of disagree with that.
Yeah.
I thought it was a lot better when CM Punk was around. So.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Joe mentioned, he said that the only plus is that it isn't red, and they should have made it suit the Fiend. He does like the side plate, for the title. Awful show, awful. Can't stand Corbin, awful. Sorry, a lot of people can't stand that guy. That guy looks like a what do you call it? One of those guys that stands outside at medieval times before you go see the show. That's what he reminds me of right now. He does.
Yeah.
But you didn't miss much with SmackDown besides the dog and the changing the belt blue. So they reported that about the belt getting changed blue earlier this year, talking about switching titles from having the WWE title go to Raw and the Universal go to SmackDown, and then just changed. But people said, well, the Universal title's red. How's that going to fit on the blue brand? What are you going to do? Change the strap blue? Well, yeah. They turned it blue. That's all they did. Joe on the chat there says, will continue to drag ratings. Do not like him. He does not like Corbin. I get it. A lot of people does not like Corbin. But Chris, pretty interesting stuff we have going on, especially this week and on the what we discussed on the program tonight, man. What do you think?
Yeah, I mean, we got Survivor Series coming up, and it's about time to make those predictions here soon.
Yeah,
I think what we've talked about has been pretty great. I still think that, in my eyes, AEW did better than NXT. I really did like NXT, though. The main event really stood out to me. Mm-hmm. But, yeah, I really enjoyed AEW as a whole. They did some different stuff on there. Besides the Dark Order promo video and the Battle Royal, I thought it was all pretty good stuff.
Yeah. Yeah, it definitely was. It definitely was. We will have to, not next week. Next week, I just want to mention this. People that go back and watch this video and listen to the audio portion of this podcast. Excuse me, I was like, podcast? Because next week, the Chris Rose and Everett Lee will not have a show next week because it's Thanksgiving. We'll be
and I'll be eating a bunch of turkey and a bunch of ham and a bunch of other food and shit, and I'll be drinking my bubbly and time with my family as well after all that. So
Drinking a little bit of the bubbly.
Yeah, I'm gonna. What's that?
That's what's going to be happening next week.
Yeah,
but
we'll be back. We'll be back. We will be back next week. Not next week. And after the week after Thanksgiving, Slammin' Thursdays will be coming back. And when we do come back the following week, like you said, we will review Survivor Series for that episode. That is a definite, because I want to get your thoughts on Survivor Series, and I know you'd love to hear my thoughts. So when we come back after Thanksgiving, the beginning of December, right there, I think it is. Let me pull up the damn calendar. I've had a messed up day. Just a lot of stuff has just went on and off and just wrong and just OMG moments tonight. And I felt like I should have got kicked in the balls a few hundred times. It just felt like that. But December 5th, we'll be back December 5th for Slammin' Thursday, and we'll be discussing about Survivor Series. And you'll get to hear our thoughts on that right there. And during that week, what's been going on with WWE and AEW. So it's going to be great. It's going to be great. And I do want to mention, before we do close, I want to thank Podcast City Network, your top source for independent podcasting. Head over to podcastcity.net where you can check out the Everett Lee Show, Wrestle Popcast, Deathmatch Wrestle Podcast, Imaginarium with Scott and Todd, and Super Radio Brothers, and much, much more. Best Friends Show Podcast, a Chris Carnage Show, and Final Score, and much, much more podcast right there around podcastcity.net. Follow them, give them a like over on Facebook, Podcast City Network, and send them a tweet on Twitter at Podcast City Net. Subscribe to their YouTube channel, Podcast City Network, to watch back video portions of the Everett Lee Show podcast. And follow them on Twitch, Podcast City Network. Speaking of Everett Lee Show right here on Facebook.com/Everett Lee. Click that thumbs up. Send me a tweet on Twitter at @TheEverettLeeShow, Instagram, Everett Lee Show, and you can hear audio portions of this podcast and previous release podcast over on YouTube, Everett Lee Show YouTube channel, Stitcher Radio. Download that app for your smartphone and tablet, iTunes, and Podbeam. EverettLeeShow.podbeam.com. So be sure to download that app and Stitcher and iTunes and listen to the Everett Lee Show on the go, yo. And that's all brought to you by Podcast City Network, your top source for independent podcast. Tell me, the Chris Rose, what do you have coming up this weekend?
Actually, the Chris Rose has 0 wrestling shows this weekend. I'm going to spend some time with the children, with my girlfriend, with my family. But I've been hitting the gym hard this week. Been a pretty good week, and I guess, the Chris Rose is going to have the weekend off this week from wrestling. But I will be back next week, next Saturday in Shopville, Kentucky, November 30th. KZW will be at the Shopville Gymnasium. The Chris Rose will be in action at that time. Bell time is at 7:30 p.m. It's a tribute show to Sully Larkin, who lost his mother last year, and this is a tribute show to her.
My condolences. I want to throw that out there. My condolences for the loss.
He was really close to his mom. He did a lot of things with his mom. He's going through a hard time with it. And this is a tribute show to her to raise money for a funeral and everything. And I was wrong on the timeline. She died earlier this year. My condolences to him, still a true friend in the business. I've known him ever since I started. And everybody needs to come on out and see the Chris Rose in action and all the other talent as well. It's going to be a good show. We have a lot of new faces that's going to be at the show. If you go on Kentucky's Own Wrestling's Facebook, you will see everybody new and everybody you see every weekend.
All right. Thank you, the Chris Rose, and please go out and support Kentucky's Own Wrestling and the Chris Rose. And that is it for the Everett Lee Show tonight. Everyone have a happy Thanksgiving, and we'll see you back right here on December 5th for the Everett Lee Show Slammin' Thursday edition. Peace.